guys, welcome back. I am your host, your captain, the Flying Moose, and it has been a week, and so we're back. It seems like a long time now that we don't stream on Wednesdays. It's interesting they're all pushed together, but it was fun. It was a really fun holiday weekend here in the States. We had Labor Day this weekend. For those of you that are outside the States, that means nothing to you. So I had a 3-day weekend, which was nice, at least from work. And so I spent Monday down in LA. Some of you may have noticed on the Instagram and Twitter stuff. I don't know if it came through on Facebook or not. I tried to do a share thing with that. It was weird, but anyway, spent the time down in LA at LAX watching some aircraft. It was quite humid, but it was still cooler than it was in Fresno. So I was happy to get out of the heat and see some great airplanes and just spend a day relaxing. And it was the first road trip with my new car. So Frodrick did very well, and it's actually a really great road trip car. So that was really nice and fun to do that. So anyway, I'm glad to be back. So yes, I do have an Instagram. It's in that scrolly bar down at the bottom that you guys ignore apparently, because you always ask me what all my stuff is, and it's always right there. And NightBot just chimed in and told you where you can find it too. So that's hilarious. But yeah, I do have an Instagram, and I'm not getting Snapchat. No, I draw a line in the sand. Snapchat is a waste of time. It's useless. No, sorry, it's not happening. End of rant. Instagram is as far as I'm going, at least for now. Anyway, sorry, there is in the description, it says NightBot will show you the aircraft I have, because I set that up, and then I didn't fill it in because I ran out of time. I ended up staying at work too late today, and so, yeah. So anyway, maybe during the cruise, I'll type them in, and then it'll be active for that. So I'll let you know when that is actually available. It says it's available in the description. Technically, that's kind of a lie. So if you type it right now, NightBot doesn't know what it is yet. So sorry about the kind of bait and switch there. TSC sorry, hang on, give me a second, I gotta look at it again. Robloxian, TSZ Robloxian, I think is correct if I'm not mistaken. So how about that? Cali Moo or Fatman Moo, however you want to go with that. Welcome back to the stream, sir. It's good to have you here. In fact, that reminds me, let's go through here and say hello to everybody that's here, because it's been a week and I need to do that. So Potato Gaming, Phoenix Azure Gaming actually was here first and started spamming symbols, and so the NightBot quashed him. But good to see you, sir. Potato Gaming, good to see you. TSC, Robloxian, good to see you. Bonjour. Venom Vlogs, good to see you. Let's see, who else we got here? Ikina, good to see you. Clive, welcome back, sir. Brennan23, how's it going? Cali Moo, of course, is here. Let's see, and then they talked with each other for a while. Hot Airplane, how's it going, man? Good to have you back. And let's see here, the NightBot, of course, is here. Ronan is here, good to see you. Yeah, well, if you're gonna miss it today, I'm sorry to hear that, but hopefully we'll see you again next time. Raptor, good to see you, man. Let's see here, going on down the list. Trying to catch up, I think, and Jimbo Games, oh boy, here goes the poop. But welcome to the stream, sir. And Cole, how's it going, man? I did say it correctly, wonderful, that makes me happy, alright. Yes, I do remember you, Clive, I absolutely remember you. Alright, so, with that, let's get a move on. We're flying RyanAir again today. The reason is, based on where we're going, I don't have, this is the closest like European livery that I've got that I guess can work. I don't even know if RyanAir flies in and out of Lisbon or Palma, but it does now. So there you go. I remember. Oh, well played, Cali Moo. Way to bring in the member berries. That's awesome. All right, Brennan23, I do remember you too. Yes. I remember most of you guys because I see you on the various streams. So, all right. Can't watch too long. Yeah, I know it's a late for a lot of you guys because it's the evening one. So I understand if you guys can't be here the whole time. So, Flight Sim Smart, good to see you back, sir. Yes, I do remember Ish Plays, and I saw the thing on Facebook. I will get back to you on that. Don't worry. It's just been a full weekend, so I haven't had time to touch that. And so this weekend should be a little simpler because I'm not traveling. So we'll talk. Don't worry. But I have not forgotten about you. Anyway, What was I doing? I don't remember. Oh yeah, so we're flying RyanAir, and we're going to go to Palma de Mallorca today, and that should be a fun little flight. I've actually been doing a lot of flying offline in the 727, just kind of getting myself back up to speed. I'm really, I love that airplane so much, and the more I fly it, the more I love it. So anyway, we'll be doing more 727 flights to be sure, but so yeah, and here I was about to log into Minecraft. That's a fun one too, actually. I have Minecraft. I got addicted to Minecraft for a while there. Oh, you know what? Let me do this real quick, because that'll annoy me if I don't. Stand by, guys. Ooh, that's fun. And we'll get rid of that menu. There we go. Okay. So let's get our walk around done here real quick. I've got a I got a thing from Tim while I was in LA about the 757, and it tells me exactly what I'm looking for on the walk around for that plane. Some of that is going to be similar here. I haven't fully digested it yet, so I'm not going to really try and do that one right today as any more than I have been in the past. But this weekend we'll try and realism that up a bit more. So if Tim, if you're here and you're watching somewhere, that's no, I am digesting it. It just takes a little while. All right, so pitot tubes are covered right now. We'll take those off. The angle of attack indicator there, and the we've got some little panel doors down here. We got to make sure are closed. Tires look good. The taxi light there, and strut all look good. No leaks. The nose cone radome right here is there and not damaged. We've got external power on the aircraft at the moment, so we'll be mindful of that. Pitot tubes and the angle of attack indicator on this side as well, also covered. Static ports for the co-pilot side. And let's see, we've got our wing light there, wing route, landing lights, taxiway, turn-off lights there, and leading edge inside looks good. Got fan blades look good there for our CFM engine. Coming around here to the side, strut looks good, and leading edge of the wing looks nice and clean and smooth. Winglet there looks good. Trailing edge of the wing and control surfaces are all in the up position as they should be. Exhaust on the engine is clear. Tires, brakes, hydraulic cylinder all looks good there. No leaks. And I think we've got, is there a, that's a light, that's not a port, I think. Let's see, coming around the side here, let's take a note of various ports and openings, make sure nothing looks out of place. The vertical and horizontal stabilizers all good. APU port is clear and looks good. Coming around the side here. Alright. And on the back side of the aircraft we've got tires, brakes, hydraulic cylinder, and hydraulics in general, no leaks. Exhaust port engine number 1 looks clear. Trailing edge of the left wing, all control surfaces are up. Everything looks good. No leaks, no problems. No dents. This is a fuel vent right there. Leading edge of the wing looks good. No problems there. And strut for the engine looks good. Fan blades look good. No damage to the engine that I can see. And the inside of the wing here looks good. Landing lights there look good. And static ports for that side look okay. Alright, let's get into the cockpit. Air Canada. The sky is always lit during the daytime. Yes. Someone please inform those that are hitting exclamation point planes that it does not work yet. I already explained that, and I thought some of you were here when I made that comment, so but you guys don't seem to believe me. So yeah, what is plane PMDG? What? I'm not sure what that was. Oh, that's okay. I see. Yeah, so there's a new thing on chat now that YouTube does that it will actually hold what it flags as potential issues or comments. I can see them kind of ghosted, and then I have to allow them. So for whatever reason, Venom Vlogs, your plane PMDG 737NGX. I don't know why the YouTube thinks that's controversial or something. I don't know. But anyway, so if you don't see your comment come up right away, it could be being held because it thinks something, and then I will have to allow it or not. So anyway, Clive, yes, we will do our best to fly you safe, of course. All right, let's get this show on the road because it's late and I want to have food. So I've already got. Actually, I don't have. There we go. Now I have external power. I had it connected, but I hadn't actually turned it on. Let's get the dome light on there. We'll get the IRSs fired up here. Checking that. Yaw damper can come on. These are both. Source auto both. We'll check the crossfleed, the crossbleed valve. Okay, valve open. In transit. Valve closed. All fuel pumps are off at the moment, as I expect. And these systems are on. We're good to go. So, just going to check standby power here, and I'm going to check the. That's not what I want. That on bat. That's 20 volt. That's good. I want ground power. 115 volts, 66 amps, 28 volts, 402 frequency. Good. Okay. We'll leave it on ground power because that's what we're using. Ground power is set. Buses are off. APU is off. Circuit breakers and panel lights 2 on. Exit lights armed. Signs for the passengers 2 on. Window heat 2 on. And we're going to leave the pitos off for the time being. These are set correctly. And that is set correctly. That is fine. That's good. Packs should be off at the moment. That's correct. Recircs are on. I'm going to set that to auto. And I'm going to turn off all the bleeds until we need them. We'll set this. This is going to be 35,000 feet today. And I believe our landing altitude is roughly correct. Well, we'll see in a second. We'll verify that in a moment. Let's see. Standby. Logo light can go on. That can all stay off. That's fine. Let's see. I want traffic to be on. I want... that's... Actually, we're going to use hectopascals because we're in Europe. Flight director can come on. That I'm going to set up in a moment. That's co-pilots. I don't care. And we'll come down here. We'll test the oxygen. Yeah, it's a good test. Main backlight of the panel on. Leave the rest of them off for the time being. And just going through, check our displays here real quick. Yep. And come down here on the panel. Set. Oh, it's APU fire test or something. Because of this fire test. There we go. Cargo fire test, maybe. Okay. And how do you turn this thing actually off? Because it's always seems to be on. And I don't want to irradiate people. Because if I do this, well, I guess maybe it's automatic. Let's say auto. It's interesting. Okay, I'll have to learn more about that. All right, whatever. I download the planes. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat at the moment because I'm trying to set the plane. So I don't know, Brennan, what your question was because now it's gone. It's up top. So this is a passenger plane. And I download my planes from whatever companies are selling them. So PMDG, I download my planes from PMDG. Captain Sim, I download them from Captain Sim. So I don't steal my planes, so they're paid for. I buy them like I'm supposed to. Let's see. Test the TCAS. Just gonna set up a random number here. Actually, I'm gonna do this because I can. There, now it matches my flight number. I know there's no reality, but whatever. Dynamite Gamer, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard, sir. And that reminds me, if you have not already subscribed or if you have not already liked the video, please do so. It means so much to me. Those are zeroed and correct. Auto cockpit to deny, and we are set there. Okay. We need to get the FMS aligned, so let's do that. Not there. Clear. We're still good on our nav data, so that's good. Funk Enabler, welcome to the stream, sir. Welcome aboard. Let's go ahead and grab one of those, and we are at LPPT. Okay. So we can get our route done. So you can see NightBot has pulled up. Someone just pulled up the route on chat. No, you're clear to board. In fact, all the other passengers board already. So if you're not on the plane yet, get on now, or you're left behind. Say 2K. So yeah, so our route today is going to take us to Palma de Mallorca via the IDB3N SID to IDBID, and then to Uriday via UN870 to Dipol, via UM871 to Nando, via UT257 to Laspo, via UM871 to Godox, and then the Godox 1 Juliet arrival into Palma. Flight level today is going to be 350. Let's go ahead and look at that route briefly in Sim Brief, because it's brief. So we can see that somewhere down here. There we go. So there is, oh, the weather's clear today. That's nice. There's our route. It's actually going to take us right up by Madrid in Spain, and then back down again and over to Palma. Our alternate today is Barcelona, right over here. And so that's door about to go to auto. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that is our route today. So we can see up here the here's the route that the NightBot was showing us. We're gonna have 116,843 pounds of fuel a day, flight level 350, and air time's about an hour and a half, hour and a half in the air. This is showing UTC departure times of current, which actually we're not going to depart that late. We're going to depart quite a bit sooner than that. But because we're flying in Europe, I'm flying during the day, but I'm using current weather. So you can look up the current METARs, and they will correlate with what we're doing in the sim as far as winds and clouds and all that stuff. So. Oh, this is interesting. Wind fetch failed. Yeah. Maybe that's why all the weather looks clear. Maybe it's not really. Maybe there's a weather issue. That's fun. They fetched those winds. That's very confusing. Okay. Well, that could be interesting. So, whatever. We're using a cost index of 30 today because it's RyanAir. I know they probably use like a cost index of 6, but I compromised. I usually use 80, and so I did that. Final reserves today, looks like we got 6.7 thereabouts between our alternate and final reserves. So 6.7 is what we're going to put into the computer to do that. So I'm going to move this off to the side so I can see it while I load it in. All right. Here we go. Click the right button. There we go. All right. So we'll put our origin in here for where we're going, or where we're leaving from, rather. And then we're going to LE, E for España, because Palma de Mallorca is under Spain. And PA for Palma. There we go. Flight number today is Ryan, where's the R? RYA 3131. I just made that number up, by the way. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's an actual flight somewhere, but it's not going to Palma. So don't be looking for that guy. Well, you're using the wrong number. Yeah, I know. We're expecting 3-5 for our departure runway today, and we are also going to be expecting the IDBID or something. IDBID 3 November. Go back to the route here, and from there we're taking IDBID direct to UREDI. U-R-E-D-I. And then from there, it's UN 870. UN 870 to Dipol, D-I-P-O-L. D-I-P-O-L. Whoops. See, I did that again. Okay, go there. There we go. UM871. UM871. I'm convinced that's what happened last time, and I didn't notice it or something. Nando. N-A-N-D-O. A-N-D-O. And then UT257. I don't know. I know Tim is flying this week to somewhere. I'm not sure where. But I don't know if he's in the air now, or if he's sleeping, or what he's doing. So if he's joining us, I'm sure he'll say hi. At the very least, when we get the TeamSpeak going, he'll join us if he's around. But I do not know. Tim comes and goes as he pleases, and he is welcome to do so. UT 257. 257. LASPO, L-A-S-P-O. L-A-S-P-O. Next page is UM871. UM871. To Godex, G-O-D-O-X. G-O-D-O-X. And from there, it's the Godex 1 Juliet arrival. Godex, I guess 1 Juliet. Yeah, Godex 1 Juliet. There we go. Arrival, and we're expecting ILS 6 left. And let me pull up that star, or that 6 left here real quick and see which transition we want. Where is Godex? Godex. There you are. Juliet 1 is, oh, okay, so we want this ADX. There we go. Alright, back to route. Godex. This approach is vectors for that, that's fine. We'll activate that, and boom. Alright, there's our route. And we'll go over that in a second for the briefing. In the meantime, we're going to go to Perfinit. Our zero fuel weight today is 130.5. We have a pretty much full flight, 160 people on board, at least full as far as Simbri is concerned. And reserves, I said, was going to be 6.7. Cost index today is 30. And our flight level today is 350. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet, I believe. Let me verify that. LPPT. Oop, ah, heck. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, I'm sorry. Transition altitude is 4,000 feet. There we go. Alright. 4,000 feet, we'll execute that. And perfect. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's see. Runway's not that long today, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as. And we're kind of we're a little on the heavy side, not really, but I'm just gonna leave the no D rate. We'll do flaps 5. Trim set gives us 4.66. And it gives us 138 for V1, 140 for VR, and 149 for V2. Runway is going to be dry today, because clearly it's not raining. Should be fairly obvious. Let's turn that weather thing off. Maybe it only turns on when I do that. I don't know. Moose are the camel of that commercial. What? What on earth? Started a year ago. Well, yeah, but not the streaming one. I mean, I was doing like one video every like 6 months, so it doesn't really count. The streaming, like every so often, happened. You know, started at the end of May. Kazakvo, welcome back, sir. Privyet, tovarish. Good to see you, sir. Glad to have you finally here on a flight with us. For those of you who haven't only been around recently, Kazakvo is one of those guys that was joining us from near the beginning of the streaming, and he is my comrade. So good to have you here, man. It's not even Wednesday; it's Thursday now. All right, whatever. For those of you that have joined me since I did the hellos, welcome back. Welcome to the stream, guys. As I see you, I'll make mention of you, but I can't just go back and constantly look. So, but good to have you here, guys. All right, let's see. Where is my? Oops, not that. Stay there. Need to go bring up my checklist I have here, which I closed. Which is not good. Come on, flight bag. 737 checklist. Yeah, I guess this is a very kind of wonder. Oxygen is tested, 100%. Navigation transfer display switches are normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector is set to auto. Yes, it is. Flight instruments, heading and altimeter, we need to set those. So we're expecting 3.5. That's speed, that's not what I want. So we'll just set that to 3.5. And we need to, actually I need to go, and what is our initial, let's look at the departure real quick. SID 3.5. Alright, we are taking the, IDBID 3 November. So out of 3.5, that takes a basically straight up departure, and then above 2,000 we're going to make a turn toward the Lisbon VOR, and from there head out on the 6.8 radial from Lisbon away toward PT 412 point, which we need to be above 4,000 passing that. And it looks like I don't have any restrictions other than we need to cross above a certain number of things. So, so given that, I'm actually going to leave this set to 10,000, and we'll just do that. So that'll be fine. So okay, good deal. We'll brief the departure here a little more intently in a second. Parking brake should be set. It's not though. Now it is. And engine start levers are cut off. Okay. So we're ready for that. Let's go ahead and we need to do our departure brief. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to bring the chart back up here. And this is a cool trick I discovered. Oh, I can't do that yet because I didn't load the flight plan into anything. Shoot, stand by. Where did SimBrief go? SimBrief. I knew there was something I was forgetting to do. Download that. There you go. Alright. And minimize. Flight plan. Load. There you are. Briefing. Okay. Alright, so check this out. This is kind of cool. I didn't know I could do this. I mean, I knew you could do it like over the audio, but I didn't know you could do it this way. So, if I do Control F11, it brings up this ANA weather request, and I can do Depart Station Weather, which is LPPT. Move over here where I can see you better, and I get the weather. So current weather is winds are 340 at 9 knots, so that's perfect for whatever. Basically clear, clear skies. Temperature 19, dew point 09, and QNH is 10.16. So let's set our QNH there real quick because we need to. So 016, that is now set. Right. So that's a cool way to be able to get the current METAR for the areas we're going to be at. So that's the weather. Weather's basically clear. Winds at 9 knots, almost straight down the runway. 340. We're taking off 35, so we're gonna have very little crosswind. So that's good. We are sitting at stand Alpha 16, and for taxiing to the runway, what that means is we're going to be going from stand Alpha 16 down. I'm guessing that's Alpha. It's not really clear the way they manage this. Yeah, I think it's Alpha. Basically, all the way down Alpha to Alpha 1 Kilo, and then it's straight to the runway basically, and then up 35. So that's going to get us up. We're taking the IDBID departure. Where'd my SIDS go? SIDS. There you are. We're taking the IDBID 3 November departure, which calls for a straight-out departure, passing 2,000 feet at the just before crossing the 68 degree radial or 68 degree bearing really to the Lisboa VOR, above 2,000. At that point, we turn toward the Lisboa VOR, kind of arc around, and then shoot out on the 68 radial from the Lisboa VOR, passing PT 412, which is a fix at above 4,000 feet, and then from there, heading of 66 degrees will take us to the IDBID VOR. The IDBID fix. And that's the departure. It's very simple. No real issues to that. If we have any problem on the runway before V1, we'll stop engines, and we'll pull the throttle back and stop the runway and assess from there. If it happens after V1, we will continue. I'll go ahead to avoid the traffic pattern, and we'll climb up to 3,000 feet, which is the minimum safe sector altitude here, and make a left turn to go back into the pattern and angle around to land again on runway 34, or because the winds are not as strong as they are, we may elect, depending on the severity of the emergency, to aim for runway 3, which is a much longer runway, and we would intersect that first in that situation. So that will be the plan for that. Let's see what I'm missing here. I think that's pretty much everything so we're going to do. So that's briefing as stated. Alright, so we are ready to push back and start here. So let's go ahead and close our doors, and then we'll get Juan in position, because I'm sure he's itching to go here. So let's see, menu, doors, we're going to close that door, and we're going to close those two doors. And we need to also get the APU started so we can start engines there. So let's go ahead and turn one of those fuel pumps on, and we'll go ahead and start the APU. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get one in position. Perfect pushback. Nose to the right, please. And let's get the jetway out of the way. APU should be firing up here. There comes the APU. EGT is coming up. We'll go ahead and remove the pitot covers at least. And we'll go ahead and turn the transponder to transponder mode. No traffic mode yet is needed, as we're only going to be taxiing.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
APU is stabilizing. Alright, there we go. So we're going to engage the APU generator. We're going to kill ground power so they can remove the ground power cart. And we can remove the air cart and the wheel chocks. We'll go back to FMC here. And we'll go ahead and set the packs to auto.
Locking gear.
Get them a little bit of air before we kill it again to start the engines. Harrison French, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard. No, you did not tell me you talked to Captain Sim on the phone. That's cool.
Departure check completed. Live estimate inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Alright, we're clear to start. So, before start, checklist. Flight deck door is closed and locked. Fuel is checked and confirmed. We've got 8,400 pounds on both sides for 16,800. Passenger signs are on. Yes, they are. Windows are closed and locked, both sides. MCP is... Oh, that's right. We didn't do this yet. So V2 was, what, 149? So we're going to do V2 plus 15. So that's 5,964. Alright. Yeah, sorry, in comments it said 727. Really? I didn't think so. Why does it keep... PMDG is... I wonder if that's what keeps causing my problems. Okay, that's weird. I have to investigate that. Alright. So V2 is set here, runway heading is set, and altimeter is set there to 10,000. Takeoff speeds are confirmed as V1138, VR 140, and V2 149. CDU pre-flight is completed. Rudder and aileron trim are free and zero. Taxiing takeoff briefing has been completed, and the anti-collision light is... I thought I turned that on. Apparently not. Alright, well now it's on. Alright, and with that... Go ahead and turn the packs off, and we'll start number 2. And fuel pumps on. No center pumps because we have no fuel in the center tank. And fuel on number 2. Light up.
Set parking brakes.
Nicely done, Juan. Good job today. Clean pushback. Yeah, we're just going to be taxiing straight up here and to the runway, so it's going to be a pretty quick departure here. Wait for the start valve to kick off there. Yeah, we are going to do team speak once we get into the cruise. Alright, starter cut out, so we'll go ahead and start one. We're going to turn the electrical hydraulic pumps on this time. And 400 was correct for...
Unlocking gear.
And fuel on number 1.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass speed removed.
Talk speak, team speak. Alright, got a good light up on engine number 1. One's pulling away.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
And starter cut out. Excellent. Alright, we'll go ahead and kill the APU bleed. We'll turn on the engine bleeds. Should get us some air there. And we'll go ahead and kick the packs back on. That's set to auto. All the hydraulics are on. That's good. Engine generators on. And we can kill the APU. And we kill the dome light. Oops. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and just make sure our flight controls are all working. Right. Alright. Flying Squirrel, hey, how's it going, man? Alright. Taxi lights on. And let's get a move on. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. I want to welcome you aboard this RyanAir flight 3131, service to Palma De Mallorca. Hope you have a pleasant flight with us today. Flight time today is just about an hour and a half or so. Flight path is going to take us up out of Lisbon, just over Madrid, and then back down across a little bit of the Mediterranean to Palma. Weather looks really good all the way there, so we shouldn't have any bumpy issues. Once you get to altitude, we'll turn that seatbelt sign off, and you'll be able to be free to move about the cabin. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask one of our capable flight attendants for their assistance. Have a good flight. All right. Now in Spanish, yeah. I actually am trying to do, when we go to Germany, to do the because I know a little bit of German, and I'm trying to get it to where I can do the couple little briefs I do in German, which will be fun. Achtung, meine Damen und Herren. Anyway, wrong flight. All right, so we're here at the runway already. At this point, I'm going to stop here for a moment. So I'm going to do some final checks, and I'm going to turn on TARA there. We don't see any traffic on the runway, that's good. We do need to set our trim here, 4.66. That's about right there. And let's see. So generators are on. Probe heat is... did I turn the probe heat on? No, probe heat needs to go on. Probe heats are on. Anti-ice, we don't need it today. Isolation valve is auto. Engine start switches are continuous. Now they are. Let's see. Auto brake to RTO. Engine start levels are already tent. Flight controls are checked. Ground equipment is clear. Before takeoff checklist is flaps. I didn't even put flaps down. And stabilizer is 4.66. Flaps are going to be 5. So as soon as those flaps come in, then we're good there. All right. And there we go. Flaps 5, green light, cross-checked. And again, no traffic on final, so let's get in position. Alright guys, hope you're ready for takeoff, because we are just about to go. Landing lights on. Auto throttle arm. VNAV, LNAV, which VNAV doesn't do anything, that's fine, I don't care. Alright, where's my magic? There you are. Stand throttles up. Stable. And takeoff power set. Up and away. Positive brake, you're up. VNAV. Gonna say goodbye to Lisbon. Oh, that should have been. Let's see what we didn't do. Stroke. And that's transition altitude, so the standard. Flaps 1. And flaps up. Gear off. Auto brakes off. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are still on because we left them on. Packs are auto, landing gear is up and off, and flaps are up, no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Beautiful weather today. And we're going to go ahead and command this all the way up to our cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. There's 10,000. Landing lights off. Taxi and turn off. And autopilot on. What the heck? That's interesting. What is that error? WSP. Oh. That might be why. That was weird. Very strange. Okay. Well, we got it. Alright. Alright, we're above 10,000 feet. The weather's very clear. I'm going to go ahead and turn the seatbelt signs off. Ladies and gentlemen from the cockpit, this is your captain speaking. We've gone ahead and turned the seatbelt signs off a little early today because we're above 10,000 and the weather is very clear up here. So feel free to move out the cabin at this time. Flight attendants, you can start the various services. We'll see you in Palma. Have a good flight. What kind of flight sim is that? A flight sim. I don't know what are there different kinds. It's not a full motion sim because obviously I'm in my house. This is a 737 sim. I guess that could be the question you're asking. So yeah, let's go ahead and get TeamSpeak up since the weather is so nice. Let's go ahead and bring that up now. I'll give you a second for the TeamSpeak stuff. You can type in TeamSpeak to NightBot and it'll tell you the details. Connected. Wonderful. And we're going to be in live stream room 3.
Channel switched.
Alright. Cali Moo, how's it going, man?
Not too bad. How's it going with you?
Oh, it's going well. Welcome back to the stream. Sandwich, how's it going? Sandwich always takes a while.
What's up?
Hey, there he is. Awesome, man. Welcome to the stream. All right, we've got a very simple departure out here today. Everything's going very smooth with flight. This is actually really quite nice. So
yes, we'll just hope the engines don't shut off like last time.
yes, no, I did figure out. Well, first of all, I had my procedures wrong for that one. So you don't in the 727 ever drain the center tank down to 0 or lower than the wing tanks. Once the center tank gets to the same level as the wing tanks, then you turn all the pumps on and do tank to engine. So that does not happen. So, but yes, hopefully not. So learned a few things with that one. Also did I learned a few more tricks for flying with the GPS without having to constantly bring that GPS window open all the time to try and guess where I am. So I'm getting better with doing that and still using kind of more RNAV procedure, which is nice. But I got hacked bus. How to make it realistic? Are you? If yes, how is it realistic? Oh, wait. You mean how is it this realistic? I guess maybe. Part of it is the aircraft. So this is a PMDG 737. PMDG makes study level aircraft, which means that they're highly detailed. So the aircraft already is very realistic. The cabin announcement stuff you heard me doing, that's something I manually created through OBS. It has nothing to do with the sim. It's something that I discovered how to do and did. So unless you're streaming, it really doesn't do anything. You have to have OBS open to use it. So it's really just an effect I put on the mic channel for when I push a certain button. So you can get add-ons from a number of different companies. PMDG is the one I get this plane from, obviously. PMDG.com. Captain Sim is another good resource for aircraft. Majestic has a Dash 8 that's really nice. Let's see, Aerosoft makes some good aircraft. Flight Sim Labs make good aircraft. So my recommendation would be go to a website like avsim or flightsim.com and see what they're saying about stuff, because they'll point you. They're kind of like a repositories of flight sim information for all the various different avenues where you could go with flight sim. So check those spots out and kind of go from there. That would be a good one. But yeah, Orbex is great for scenery, for weather injection stuff. This I'm using Active Sky, which is I forget who makes Active Sky. Shoot, just blanked. I don't know. Just search Active Sky. And then Rex does some weather as well, but they mainly do textures. That's Real Environment Extreme. I'm using some of their textures. I'm using Orbex FTS Global for some of the textures. So it's a hodgepodge. So Farming Fever, how's it going, man? Good to have you here. So I'm curious. I kind of told you guys what I did for my Labor Day weekend. I went to Castle Air Museum and kind of got screwed. I'm going to tell you a story about that in a second. I'll explain that in a moment. And then the next day I went down to LAX to watch airplanes, and that was fun, and take my car on a road trip. That was just a good time. But I'm curious what you guys did with your Labor Day or your weekend if you didn't have Labor Day, if you're from somewhere else that doesn't do Labor Day. Let me know in the chat or here on TeamSpeak if you're one of those guys in here. Kazakvo, we're in TeamSpeak live stream room number 3.
Well, as you know, I live in the part of Texas that was kind of hit hardest by the Hurricane Harvey.
Oh, yes.
So pretty much just kind of recuperating right now.
Gotcha. How did you fare structurally?
Well, it didn't look too bad where I lived at, but we did suffer some power outage.
Gotcha.
We got our power from Louisiana, and they had something fell on one of the transmission lines, so we were out of power for a few days.
Gotcha. Well, that sucks. Well, glad to hear you're back up and running and kind of recuperating. So hopefully, looks like Irma shouldn't affect you guys. It's just going to affect Florida. Hopefully that's not nearly as bad, although it's looking like it's pretty nasty at the moment. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they're also watching Jose behind Irma.
Yep. Number 2. I saw a meme on Facebook the other day. As much as I don't appreciate as much the prequel Star Wars movies, someone quoted, they showed a picture of Irma and Jose, and it's the what's his name, the One of the Trade Federation guys says, "This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them." It's finally something good use for the prequels of Star Wars. Insufficient permissions. To get into the channel or just to get into that room? Expert man. Failed on chat join permanent. I don't know. I'm not a moderator, so I can't really do anything about it, unfortunately. Kazakvo, what is your, and Expert Man, what are your TeamSpeak usernames? Let me see if I can even see you in here. That would be the first step. Make sure you're in the right spot. Because if you're not, then that doesn't help us at all. For instance, I don't see anyone in here that looks like you. Now, your name may be completely different. Kazakvo, I don't see you in... Are you in the away busy section right now? Because I don't see you if you are. That's where you should be when you start. But I don't see you. And I don't see Expert Man either. Expert Man, didn't you get in before? I forget. I thought you found a way in before. Maybe that was somebody else.
No, I think that was Expert Man.
Yeah, so why are you having trouble? You've been in here before. External view? Yeah, sure, coming up. I'm loving people's spellings of insufficient. That's fantastic, by the way. A little bit.
So did you really pay $70 for that thing?
I did.
And a fifth.
What about X-Plane, man?
Well, I didn't buy it recently. I bought it before X-Plane 11 was out.
Yeah.
So. No, I'll spend the money on PMDG aircraft any day of the week. Their stuff is top notch. Well, you're not gonna.
I see Expert Man.
Oh, he's in there now.
Says the doorman gatekeeper needed. You see that?
Oh, I see. That's what those mean. Okay. So I bet that's. I think there were 2 of them in there earlier. That's probably. Oh yeah, there's the other one. So that must be.
There's Kaz. How you would say his name?
Kazakvo.
Comrade.
Yeah. Comrade, yeah. Privet, Privet, tovarищ. Yeah, because I don't think I can do anything with that. Permissions, set channel group. Let's see here. Make and play, change my price for your ads friend. Yeah, I don't think I have any permission because I'm not a gatekeeper or doorman, so we need a gatekeeper or doorman to do something. There should be someone in here somewhere that can do that, I would think. Raptor's over in another chat, but I'm not going to go bug him. He's probably streaming. Pinto's in here. Of course, I think he's away at the moment, so that doesn't help us. Oh, did you get into live stream 3? Doesn't show it to me. So, King Poet, how's it going, man? Yeah, so guys, it looks like our issue is, again, I apologize, but this is not my TeamSpeak server, it's Raptor's, and so I'm kind of at their mercy when it comes to the operations of it, but so if you're not being able to get in, it's because we're waiting for a doorman to configure you guys so you can get up into live stream room 3, so I apologize for that, but I'm sure one will show up eventually, I would think. I thought I saw Encrypted online earlier, but I don't see him now, because he can do that.
He was online. I saw him on here, but I didn't see him now.
Yeah. here in our top of climb here. So, oh yeah, so story with regard to the Castle Air Base thing. So it was supposed to go from like 9 or 10 in the morning till 5 p.m. and it's up in Merced, so it's about an hour away from me. It's actually in Atwater technically, but outskirts of Merced. And so I got out of church around noon. I went to lunch with a friend to eat because I hadn't had food all day. And then I started heading up there at about 2:30. So I got there around 3:30 or so. And I get up there and the lady is telling people, yeah, because of the heat, because it was like 108, 109, which everyone knew it was going to be that way. And people were asking, are you still going through with this? And they're going, yep, we're not changing a thing. So I get up there and she's like, yeah, so they decided to close down at 3 because of the heat. So they're going to start shutting down the cockpits and close everything down. So you only got about 15 minutes or so before you can even see anything. I'm like, well, that's great. I drove here for Fresno. So she's like, don't worry, just go in. I'll give you a wristband. I can't justify charging you for 15 minutes. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, that helps a little bit. So I kind of raced through there and got a bunch of pictures and saw as much as I could in 15 minutes. But you feel really rushed when you're doing that, and you can't really enjoy what you're seeing. So it was bittersweet in that sense. But anyway, so but they did have the they call it Air Force One. It's really not, but it acted as Air Force One or twice, I guess, and so that's how they get away with calling it. It was a VC-9, which is a basically the what do you call it? The VIP Air Force DC-9, and it did fly. I think it was President Reagan and President Clinton each once. I think it was, or something like that. Normally it was tasked with flying, the first ladies would fly. I think all the first ladies from what's not Carter, but before him, or no, after him. No, yeah, before him. Ford. I think from Ford on, all the first ladies flew on it, up to Laura Bush. Laura Bush was the last one to fly on it before it went into retirement. And then a number of other VIP, pretty much any head of department, State Department or Agriculture Department, have all flown in it through the years. So it's seen a lot of service. It was actually a really cool airplane to go see, and they left that open until 4, and so I was able to go and see that because that was air conditioned. So I did get to see that and tour that and hear some cool stories. So it was a fun day. It wasn't exactly what I was hoping it would be because of the being rushed and them closing it down early due to the heat, but oh man, it was brutal out there. I mean, you're just walking around out there for a few minutes and you're just dripping sweat. So,
so would you consider it to be Air Force 2?
No. Well, the reason they call it Air Force One is because anytime the president steps aboard at any airplane, that airplane, Air Force One isn't only a call sign. So, anytime the president steps aboard an airplane, it becomes Air Force One. So. The planes Air Force One that we associate, the 747s and originally the 707s, they're actually, like the 747s is SAM 28,000 and SAM 29,000 are their tail numbers, and that's what they refer to, Special Air Mission 29,000, Special Air Mission 28,000. That's what they're referred to when they're flying for whatever reason that the president isn't on board or whatever, or they've got an ex-president. It's not technically Air Force One at that point. There's a whole host of aircraft in the Air Force that the president has available to him, and then there's several aircraft that are only available to the president. So only the president flies them. The 747 is essentially one of them. They'll use it occasionally to do some other things, but very rarely. Like when they sent it around to get pictures by New York City, they basically did a photo tour. It was not flying under the call sign Air Force One because the president wasn't on board. So the reason they get to call the VC-9 Air Force One, this particular one, is because the president actually used it twice, and so it actually became Air Force One twice in its history, and so that's how they get away with calling it that.
So that's pretty much all of Trump Airlines, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, someone got in. Hey, I think that's Kazakvo because his name is Tavares, so I'm guessing. Let's see if he can talk. See if he gets his mic working. Maybe. Привет, товарищ. Maybe not. He's probably working on his mic. Something made a weird dinging noise.
No. It was if he says hi, that's it.
Oh, why can't I hear him?
Well, he's typing.
Oh, that's the dinging noise I hear. I gotcha. I see. Okay.
Yes, one of the engines is shutting off. Might want to go check that out.
It is not. What? I'm flying the 767, and what does serial number mean? I don't have one. Can you help? Well, you're gonna have to give me a lot more information than that, because I have no idea what you're talking about. What 767 and serial number, like the CD key, like it wants to make sure you didn't steal it off the internet. Which, if you don't have that, then I can't help you. That's not supposed to do.
Anything special down at LAX?
Nothing really special. I did hear Delta was flying. There was a guy down there that is a spotter, actually from Boston. He flew down to LAX because Delta that following night, I guess it was, following night, so it would have been Tuesday night, was flying for whatever reason, I don't know why, that they'd announced a few months ago that they were going to be flying a domestic 747 from LA to Detroit. And so he had flown down there specifically to fly on that thing and do that. So that was kind of cool to hear about. Nothing really special down there. It was a pretty normal day. I did get to see the Lufthansa 747-800. That's a picture I posted on there that I made sure I stayed around for that, because normally they're all the 380s, but they do have the 800 comes in the afternoon there. A number of 380s, obviously, the Air France, British Airways, Lufthansa, they all come in with their A380s. So.
Did you see any 787?
Yeah, there were a few 787s. United has some 87s to fly in. I think Japan Airlines had a 787 that came in. LAX is going to be getting a A350 here in the next month or 2 weeks or something like that. Something soon. I forget what airline is going to be starting the service with it, but so yeah.
The thing I like about LAX, I used to live there. I believe it is Sepulveda Boulevard that goes underneath the runway.
Yes, it is. It's a fun one to do. Yeah, under 25 left and right. So that's always a fun little jaunt. Know you're driving into the runways.
Okay, welcome Clive and Ish. For Tavarish, if you go to Tools on the top of your TeamSpeak, go to Tools, Options, Playback, or Capture. It should be, you can set it to push to talk and set it to a certain key.
Radio check.
All right, who was that?
That was Clive. Welcome, Clive.
Clive, how's it going, man?
Test.
Oh, there's Tavarish.
All right,
5x5.
Test.
Hey, привет, Tavarish.
Hey. Hi, guys.
How you doing, sir?
Good. So what place you take to plane spotting? Right near In-N-Out?
Yeah, primarily. I usually hang out right at that park right there, and then also I'll go hang out for a while up on the spotters little hill on the over by El Segundo, on the other side of the airport on the south side of the complex, just past I think it's Imperial Highway or whatever that road is right there.
Mm-hmm. Did you go to museums that I showed you?
No, because the museum, well, I went on Monday, and so the museum was closed, one, because it's closed on Mondays generally, but also then it was a holiday, so there wasn't much open. So I'm going to do those next time I'm down there. I'll be down there again probably in a few months, so I'll just make sure I hit those, because I never really knew that one museum was right there, and so I'm going to check that out next time I'm down there. But yeah, they weren't open this last time, so.
Cool, let me know when.
Yeah, we'll do. So, yeah, so I'll let you guys know again, obviously, when I go down again, because, again, anyone who's in the basin, if you guys have time to come out and join me, I'd love to see you, meet you in person. It'd be fun. But, yeah, that works out that way.
By the way, your video description said that you will be flying a flight on a Captain Sim 727.
Really? I thought I
But you're in a
changed that.
Boeing 737.
Yes, I am. I thought I changed that. Let me check that, because that is strange.
No, it does say today we are featuring the Captain Sim 727-200F.
Huh. Wonder how I missed that guy. Okay. Does it say RyanAir, though?
Yes.
Yeah, just says
Okay.
RyanAir.
All right, so I missed. I only got half it. That's what I. Okay, that's fun.
That's why I tell you in my chat that I speak with Captain Sim on a phone one time back in 2001.
I got you. Gotcha. Yeah, I do have. I mean, we flew the Captain Sim 727 last time, and that's why. Can I edit that from here? I guess I can. Oops. PMDG 737 800. There we go. And will that save automatic changes being saved? Okay, so that should update here in a moment. Now we're back. Alright. How do you activate your mic in playback? Your mic is coming through the stream because I have TeamSpeak set to do that. So if you talk in a stream, you'll come through. What I would recommend, though, guys, is make sure you have the volume down in YouTube if you're listening on TeamSpeak, because it's going to throw you off otherwise.
Wow, such hostilities. I've been called a barn animal.
I see that. That's not cool. Hey, Armored Gaming, stop, lay off or we're going to boot you. Can't get my mic to unmute. Well, make sure you're using the push to talk correctly, because your push to talk, I think you can use it in two different ways. You can do push to talk or push to mute, and you want it in push to talk. Because push to mute means it's going to be active all the time until you hold something down. You don't want to be doing that. Do not want to be doing that.
Don't worry, Moose. Us bovines, we come in herds.
That's right. You don't want to mess with the herds. They'll trample you. They will trample you.
I do want to call him Ishish. Ishish, if you want to just set it to the Alt key, that's what I have mine set to.
Yeah, no, I keep on calling him Ishish too. But yeah, it looks like Ishish. You are not alone, sir. Alright, so anybody else, what did you guys do for your Labor Day weekend? Any fun plans? Anything aviation related or not aviation related? Doesn't really matter to me, I'm just curious. We heard what Kalimu was doing. Bailing out water, apparently. Or not.
Well, I'm just happy I don't live in Lake Houston.
Yeah, that's true. Set it on your phone. Gemini Jets had a cookout. That's cool. That's fun. Oh, Christian Gaming. Okay, so how are you liking that Aerosoft CRJ? I'm about to pull the trigger on that. It looks like a nice airplane. It'll actually be fun to do some flying around Europe with that thing. If I get that soon. So yeah, let me know what you're thinking about that. How you liking it? I also saw a video recently on the Flight Sim Labs Airbus, and if I wasn't impressed enough with it before, I certainly am now. I'm definitely thinking about getting that guy at some point here soon. That's an expensive bugger though. That guy's like $100. But it looks really nice. I mean, a lot nicer actually than the Aerosoft one even. So, which is the one I have. I've had it for a while. So, burgers and hot dogs, good combination. Nothing beats a good Labor Day cookout with burgers and hot dogs. So.
I beg to differ.
Okay, sorry. It's
spare ribs. You take your spare ribs, and you fry them in the frying pan just to brown them enough, then put them in a crock pot. Let them cook for about 5 hours. They'll fall off the bone.
Really? That sounds delicious.
There. Hey, Moose, did you try DCS, Digital Combat Simulator?
I have not. I have not done DCS. I've looked at some of those videos you were showing me, and it does look pretty cool. I'm not really much of a combat simulator guy though. I'm more of the commercial airline stuff. So I might get into that at some point, but for now I'm concentrating more on the domestic style sims in that sense. But it does look really cool. I was watching the video, one of those videos you recommended of them, flying around, and there was that guy that I think you watch on YouTube. I can't remember his name now. You'll probably know. But yeah, I mean, it's a very nice looking sim. I'll give them that.
Hey Moose, have you ever flown to Asia?
I have, yes. Not very often. We're going to be doing some streams to Asia eventually. In fact, we're going to be going that direction at the end of Europe, I think. We're going to kind of hop our way over there through India and then up to Southeast Asia and then up into like Japan, Korea area before heading back home. So I haven't done a lot over there, but I have done some, mainly around the area of Japan and was it Guam that I went down to? That's almost not Asia, but Japan is obviously. And I've done some Hong Kong and some. I think I did some Singapore at 1.2.
Test. Working.
What was that?
This working?
Oh yeah, there you go, Ishish.
Oh.
You gotta come down to Atlanta and check out the flight museum. They got a full-on simulator 737-200 and the first 747-400 ever built. It's really cool.
They have the first 747 simulator ever built, or the first 747 ever built?
No, they have the first 747-400 ever built there.
Ah, that's cool. Yeah, I do need to check that out. I've heard about the 737 simulator that they've got there, and I would love to do that sometime. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I went real cool.
And yes, it's ish-ish, not ice-ish.
Yeah. Well, the other way, like I said, I think we mentioned before, if you do it the other way, it just sounds like ISIS with a lisp.
Yeah.
It's like a gay, effeminate ISIS. Which I'm sure how we all would like to imagine them anyway.
I made my username way before that, so...
Yeah. That's funny. So what is the significance of ish-ish? I'm curious. Or is there any significance?
Well, it's a long story.
Well, we've got a flight.
Listen? It was all when I was little. Well, like every time I said yes, it sounded like ish.
Ah, I see.
But then we, like, yeah.
Gotcha.
There's a longer story to that, but that's still short. Sticky note, so.
Gotcha. Alright.
Well, I guess it's a lot better than calling you Ishish. Or Ishish.
Yeah, there you go. There he says it right. Goodness.
Everybody says ish.
Yeah, well, I think it's because that, the first I, you just kind of, whenever you see I out in front, it doesn't seem like, I don't know.
And Moose had brought up the terrorist bad list.
Yes, exactly. I'll tell you why. The reason why I started calling you Ishish is because when I look at that and I glance at it, I see Irish, and I realize there's no R in it. But that's why my brain makes that association. So I bet that's why other people do that too.
Yeah, everybody, like when I'm playing games and all that, they'll say Irish, come here.
Yeah, see?
And I just ignore them.
Yeah. So, there you go. Alright, so I'm curious to see what your suggestions, guys, are for our destination for Friday and Saturday. We'll be leaving Palma on Friday, and we need a destination.
Barcelona.
Barcelona, well, it's That's going to be a really short hop if we do that. So maybe we may do that as a like Barcelona and then go to somewhere else as well. So that's an option.
Or fly to Rome, Leonardo da Vinci.
There you go. That's another good idea. Rome.
San Francisco.
What was that?
But I don't know that part of the world very well, so.
Well, get a map. Paris is a expectable option.
I'm wanting a map to hang on my wall so I can put like pins and string.
Oh, nice. Are you the one that that showed me someone Instagrammed me or Twittered me a picture of the room with two very large maps on the wall they just got for flight planning or something? That wasn't you. Someone else did that, and I've got a U.S. one like that. Oh, okay. I've got a large U.S. map on my wall, and so which is very helpful for kind of glancing at it. I keep glancing over it every time I'm going to fly somewhere in Europe and going, oh yeah, that's not a world map.
I don't need map for you.
I thought I fly US, I don't fly Europe because I don't know that part of the world like at all.
What were you saying, Tavares?
I said I don't need map for Europe, it's in my head.
Yeah, there you go. It's mostly in my head for the most part. There's just certain distances sometimes I kind of go, oh, that's farther than I thought, or that's closer than I thought. Yeah, Europe's fairly familiar to me as far as what's where, so that's not usually an issue for me. But you know,
I have to say, Moose, the chat become ridiculously scientific.
Oh, really? Am I missing? What am I missing here? Oh, goodness.
Hey, Moose, I got better idea. You was in Israel this year, right?
I was there in February, March.
So fly to Tel Aviv.
Yes, I am planning on flying to Tel Aviv at some point. I don't know. We may do that this weekend. I don't know. That's a good point. That'd be a good flight, actually.
If you're interested, we can go long haul and go to Moscow.
We could.
No Moscow. Forget about it.
On my YouTube, it says you started streaming 5 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, okay. Tavares, pronounce that again for me, please.
Kiev.
So,
capital of Ukraine.
Right, yeah. So I just want to clarify. Are you saying Kiev or Kyiv?
Kiev in Ukrainian, Kiev
Okay.
in Russian.
I got you. That's the okay. Because I've heard it both ways, and I was curious what your take on that was. That makes sense now. Okay. So Kiev in Russian, it's Kyiv in Ukrainian. Interesting. Okay, good deal. I was curious the
So
difference.
airport is KBP, Kiev Boryspil.
I got you.
It's international airport.
Okay. Got you. All right, I gotta find out what's happening here.
Yeah, I'm lost.
What on earth is going on?
Don't ask me, dude. They're just going off on me.
They are.
I think I have to go. I have school.
Okay.
All right, I mean,
See ya, Ishish.
Have fun at school.
Yeah. Yeah, this is weekend. What are you doing, Friday night?
No, it's, well, that remains to be seen. It's supposed to be Friday morning, but it turns out I have to go to the DMV tomorrow. And I'm going to try and do that, get that done early so I can still stream relatively early in the day. But we'll definitely do Saturday will be a morning, and then Friday maybe a early afternoon or late morning. Depends on what happens at the DMV.
and for those who don't know about the DMV in California, I wonder, has anybody ever seen the movie Zootopia?
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's it. They're all in the movie. The DMV is run by sloths. That is the exact representation of the California DMV.
It absolutely is true. Yes.
That's hilarious. Okay. Yeah.
So, anyway, so that's what the plan is. I'll keep you guys posted on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all that. So.
Okay.
What part of the
tuned.
Yeah, what part of the country are you from, Ishish?
I'm in Montana.
Oh, Montana. What area? Where in Montana? Oh, Butte. Okay. I have family in Missoula. So I'm just curious.
I'm going there on the 22nd.
Nice. Yeah, it's a beautiful little area. So.
I used to live in Helena for 7 years.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, my cousin and just graduated from high school in Missoula, going to Hellgate High.
Oh, they were a really good jazz band.
What was that?
They were a really good jazz band.
Oh, really? I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
They named the high school Hellgate High. But yeah.
Yeah. But I went to a jazz festival this last March, and they had they at the end they got all the best lines, like the trombone line and all that. And they got the saxophone line and the trombone line in that.
Oh, nice.
And I play the trombone, so I'm like, that's really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. My dad played the trombone for many, many years.
Yeah.
So,
If you get it, if you go to trombone, I advise you getting into a jazzy swing band.
I'm in a jazz band right now, there's a jazz band. Cool.
And Moose, are you gonna do a virtual airline?
well, I'm part of a virtual airline. If that's, I'm not sure. Are you talking about?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm part of Westwind. So, Baxter Cat. Oh, you're down in Florida. All right. Good luck, man. I'll see you later, and stay safe. All right. By the way, Nick J, I have to shout out to you real quick because you just popped up one of my favorite quotes from Monty Python in the history of ever, and that's the "Strange women lying in ponds distributing swords" quote. So, very extra props to you, sir, for bringing that up. I don't know what is going on in chat enough to know what's happening, but well done, sir. I think someone. It was during the this last election cycle, and there was someone. It was either a Facebook quote or if it was a shirt. It was like one of those fake like shirts, like someone hadn't made, but they were like, looked like someone had made a shirt. And it basically said, "Strange women lying around in ponds distributing swords" is starting to sound like a good way to choose our government at this point. Because it was in the middle of the Trump election. It was really hilarious.
How do I disconnect from this?
If you just quit TeamSpeak, it'll disconnect.
Oh, okay.
The red X stop.
That works too.
I know what that is. Okay.
See you, man.
See ya.
Where about am I? All right. Well, that's a good question. Where are we? We're at Nando. We're coming up on Nando anyway. I want to say, well, actually, we're getting close to top of descent, so we are probably coming up on the coast of Spain at this point, because I already see top of descent up here about 100. It's got to be about 120 miles out, roughly. Let's see here. I'm going to do this to see what's around me. And I don't see. I'm trying to see if I see LEMD. Oh, there's Madrid right there. So we are about 40 miles or so from past Madrid, which is right about the center of Spain. So that gives you a good idea of where we are at the moment. Turn that back off because I can fill the screen up all day. Oz Plays Games, how's it going, man? Yep, we're here doing our European tour. I would be, yeah, donate $5,000 all you want. I'd love to see that. I'll take your $5 grand. Yes, I do see you, Venom Blogs. I see you. Well, at least in chat. I don't know if you're referring to TeamSpeak or not, but I don't see you in TeamSpeak. Madrid, Lisbon, Paris, Berlin. Well, we just left Lisbon, so will you be landing in Madrid? No, not this time. We'll be going to Madrid at some point, but being in Lisbon, I didn't want to do a flight that was too short, so we hopped over Madrid and we're heading to Palma. I almost went to Barcelona, and then I saw Palma on my map and I went, ooh, that'd be really cool to do. So we decided to do that, or I decided to do that. You'll hear me use the word we a lot. It's kind of like the royal we. I just like to refer to myself as we. I don't really have multiple personalities, but maybe I do. I don't know.
Well, at least you don't speak to yourself in third person, you know?
I don't speak to myself in third person, although I do talk to myself, so let's not have any illusions about that. But as I said, to paraphrase from Braveheart, to find well, that's to talk to God. So that doesn't work. Never mind. I was going to say talk to myself. But never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm screwing up my quotes. Oh, goodness.
Did you fly to London recently?
Yes, we did. We landed in London from across the pond. We flew from New York's JFK to London Heathrow.
Oh, you did? Oh.
Yeah, and then we took off from Heathrow to where'd we go? Where did we go? I don't remember. Heathrow to somewhere. That wasn't Dublin, was it? No, maybe it was. Did we do Heathrow Dublin?
No. You did Heathrow to somewhere in France.
Yes, you're right. Heathrow to Nice. That's what it was.
Nice, and then Nice back to Dublin.
Nice to Dublin, Dublin to Lisbon, now Lisbon to Palma. That's right.
Oh, I see. I'm fairly new to the channel. I just saw the last Saturday.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's fine. And so, yeah, all those videos, too, are up. So, I mean, I know it's not as fun necessarily to watch them when they're not live streamed, but it's just after the fact. But feel free to, you know, peruse those. You can see where we went at least, and then you watch the takeoffs, you know, the exciting parts.
Yeah.
We did have some excitement. If you were with us, if you were here, I think on Saturday. So we had that excitement of the engines flaming out and the 7.2 coming into Lisbon. That was exciting.
Yeah, I was here.
Almost dropping out of the sky. So fun times. Sandwich, what link did you send me? Because that looks giant and scary.
It's just as funny photos I found of aviation stuff.
Oh, okay. Just have to be wary before I go clicking stuff. Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? No, don't do that. Let me do that. I'm going to copy it because I don't want it to open up in a different browser and screw up what I'm doing. Because that would be bad. That would be bad. Paste. Let's see here. Redirect. Okay. Oh, because they're Pinterest. I see. Oh, nice. I'll have to peruse these later. That's funny. Who's reckoning going to the moon? I don't know if Nick J has switched languages, apparently. Armored Gaming and Nick J are having this weird back and forth that's really cracking me up. Armored Gaming has switched into Old English at one point. Now they're moving into French, it looks like. Maybe the moon after Rome. Yeah, I'm not going to be going to the moon because I don't have a rocket to get me there. And there's no one to see on the moon. I mean, quite frankly, the moon people are boring.
Just call NASA, they'll hook you up.
Just what?
Just call NASA, they'll hook you up.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, NASA can't even get out into outer space anymore. We got to rely on SpaceX and whoever else is doing that now.
That's just what the government wants you to think.
Well, I guess. It does strike me as like the government to kill our space abilities while we still have people up in the space station. It's just all kinds of intelligence. We gotta get rid of the space shuttle now. Okay. Can't make something better and then get rid of the space shuttle, like normal things. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna start looking at my arrival to make sure we don't do anything stupid. This flight has been very smooth so far. I don't want to jeopardize that. Let's see, it's LEPA, Palma. Alright, we are taking the... what is that? Not that. Anyways. Where's my star? Oh, there you are. Okay, the Godox. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know if you saw what Boeing posted in the video today. It's about the X-37B orbital test. It's really cool. I think it's like a new space shuttle or something. I'm not too sure.
Oh, I did not see that. I'll check that out. Aspen Lovelock, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard. Seen you in chat a little bit. Glad to see you're subscribing. Do you reckon after you land, you could head towards Rome? Well, not today. Today, it's the evening stream. We do a one and done for sure, just because I don't have a lot of time. I'm waiting to get off work and then doing this and then have to go find food. So, so when we land, if you're referring to today, maybe you're, yeah, I think you're referring to today. So yeah, so we'll land in Palma, and then tomorrow we will fly somewhere. Maybe to Rome, maybe to Paris, maybe to Kyiv. Who knows? Wesley's Blogs, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard. So yeah, the weekend stuff is where we will potentially do hops, because then I have more time. Again, that's dependent on what is happening that weekend. This weekend should be fairly free, so that's good. But we'll see how that goes. So with the exception of my new jaunt to the DMV, because they screwed up my license plates. So I have to go fix that. So, figures.
What do they read now?
Something ridiculously generic. It's like 6ABN 452 or something like that. I don't know. I have personalized. Well, I have personalized plates that say 83 Moose, and I pulled them off the Saturn. And when I've got salvage title on Saturn, and the guy at DMV said, "Yeah, just hang on to those plates, because then when you get the new car, we'll just reassign them to that." I said, "Great." So at the Ford dealership, he was doing all the paperwork, and I told the guy, I said, "Okay, I have personalized plates." I actually showed him. I had them right in my hand. And I said, "These are what's going to go on the Fusion." And he said, "Oh, good, you told me, because I can do that on the... I'm doing the registration right now that'll submit to DMV, so I'll make sure I put that in there on there, so that way they do that." Well, the registration was taking forever to come in, and I had a feeling in the back of my mind that they were printing plates for me for something, and that's why it was taking so long. Sure enough, plates came in the mail, and I opened them up, and they are not 83 Moose, they are something else entirely. So basically they assigned the wrong plates to my car. So I have to go down DMV and say, first of all, assign these plates to this car, and then second of all, I want the yellow on black anyway, so we can just do that in one fell swoop now, apparently. So it's a pain, and it requires me to go to the DMV.
I put the link in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that sandwich. I'll check that out. Thanks.
So, you know what? It may take your time making those things.
May take my time or their time?
I'm saying, you know, inmates work hard making those license plates.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'm glad I can put them to work doing something. Courtesy of the Folsom Prison. That's what they're all made in California anyway.
Right, I'm gonna go. I may be back for one.
Alright, we'll be landing in... I can give you an update. Stand by. Progress. We are due in Palma at 18:23 Zulu. It is 17:51, so 30 minutes.
Okay, I'll try and come back.
Alrighty, we'll see you if you're back.
Alright, see you.
Aspid Lovelock, no, the game does not have realistic crashing. It does have realistic crashing in the sense that you crash into things and it breaks your airplane, or you overstress the airplane and it breaks your airplane. It doesn't crash realistically in the sense that when you crash, basically it just stops and says crash and resets. So nothing explodes, things don't fly off, the plane doesn't split apart. You can bounce off of things, but only if you turn collisions and crashing and all that stuff off. You can turn that off. It's not as fun, because then, you know, you're invincible. Where's the fun in that? So, yeah. So I hope that answers your question. Real quick, because we're coming up to the top of the set here, I want to get this done. We're doing the Godox 1 Juliet arrival, and it looks like for the most part we don't really have any altitude or speed restrictions coming into here, at least not on the Star. Our initial approach fix will be the Andrex VOR. We're going to take Gorex 1 Juliet to the 45 miles basically from MJV, and then from there turn to 71 degrees to Rupert, and from there straight into ADX, which is the Adriatics VOR. And from there we join the arrival, or the actual arrival chart for 6 left, which from, oops, what just happened? What's that? From
oh, dear God, not another engine.
No, not another engine, don't worry. That was my chart was doing something funny. From Adriatics, actually at Adriatics on the approach, we should be above 5,000 feet. and then we're going to come around on 143 and basically just make a left turn to final, which is 58 degrees to, that's not, wait, what? Oh, that is 6, yeah, done, okay. Thinking of it backwards. To 6 left, and that'll be really simple. That's our only real restriction, no speed restrictions either. Minimum descent altitude, or MDA for the area is 5,000 feet, which is why we want to be above 5,000 at Adriatic, because there's mountains right there. And then closer into the field, it's more like 3,000 feet. And
see the coastline below, and there's something you want to cross your screen. What is that?
This right here is another airplane. It's traffic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah. So yeah, we're coming up on the coast of Spain here, the east coast of Spain. Our MDA looks like is going to be what is that? What altitude is that? 290 looks like. Yeah, 290 barrel. So let's go ahead and set that. That's not what I want to do. That's I don't want to do. That's what I want to do. 290. That's going to be our minimums, which I don't think we'll have an issue seeing anything today because it's severe clear basically. And we'll make sure we're on Barrow. We are. Good. Yeah, there are failures engaged. They're not. I don't choose which ones. They're random, so they may fail, they may not. And I mean, like the real world, they don't fail very often. So
yes, you could tell by last Saturday's flight.
Yeah,
all 3 engines burned out.
Right. So yeah, fun times. Let's see. So we want to set 5,000 here. I did not. We flamed out the engines because we let the fuel in center tank go down to 0, and it started sucking air. And so once I figured it out, we lost about half our altitude. We were up at 32, I think it was, or something like that. And we got all the way down to about 13 before we had relights on all 3 of them. So
it was pretty epic.
It was epic, yeah. So they kind of got to be a troubleshooter as a pilot and try to figure out in the stress of the situation what is the problem and how to fix it. Can you fix it?
Yes.
So
some of us thought the stream was going to end early.
Yeah, some of you were wrong.
You should inject.
Eject, yeah, that's not really an option in 727, but okay.
Hey Moose, do you ever fly with the ATC?
I used to, and it's really dumb. I mean, unfortunately, as far as the, because they don't do SIDS and stars, and so you really just end up having to ignore them if you want to follow procedures. And so then it's kind of like, why? You know, you're just getting them for flight following during the thing, and you don't even really need it for that because they give you such bad flight following. They tell you about traffic that's going to be collision worthy, like a mile in front of you, where by the time you did anything, you'd hit them anyway. So it really is kind of crummy. If you're not wanting to do SIDS and stars and you're wanting to just fly under ATC, then it's fine, and that's how I used to fly all the time. But the more and more you want to do procedures, then the more and more you kind of have to leave default ATC alone and just ignore it, just do your own thing. You can get around that by flying on something like VATSIM. The problem with VATSIM is it's very hit and miss where they're online and if they're going to be around where you're trying to fly and I'm trying to do, you know, from airport that I've already been at. So it kind of, it gets annoying in that sense. So I do fly VATSIM occasionally, but it's usually the exception, not the rule.
I see. For
that reason. Nothing against VATSIM, it's cool. And it's fun to have that interaction. What's really cool is Pilot Edge. Unfortunately, Pilot Edge is only for the western half of the United States right now, from Denver west. It is a paid service, which allows them to be on all the time in a time period and everything fully staffed. But again, it's only a certain part of the United States, and So it's kind of like, all right, is it worth the subscription? You know, that kind of thing. But so yeah, David, how's it going, man? So anyway, all right, we started descent. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've begun our initial descent into Palma. At this time, flight attendants, if you could begin to get the cabin ready for landing. We'll be turning on the seatbelt sign in the next few minutes. Let's do a weather check here for Palma. Wind is at 10 knots, 10 degrees at 1 knot, so basically wind calm. Alright, well that's nice. Visibility is unlimited. Few clouds at 1,800. Temperature 19, dew point 19. So we may have, it's interesting, the visibility is unlimited, but we could have fog. That could spring up at any moment, so we got to be careful about that. And 10.15 is our QNH. We set that. Transition altitude for Palma is 6,000 feet. And for our taxi in, we're going to be. So we'll be coming down 6 left. We'll probably taxi off at either November 5 or November 3. And that will take us to Terminal A. November 3 will take us to Echo, and Echo will take down to, looks like Lima Echo, down to Terminal A. So it'll be a right turn off the runway and then a right turn on Lima Echo to get to Gate 20 at Terminal A. Look at the missed approach procedure for. That come back up. Missed approach. Why does it keep doing that? It keeps changing. All right. Missed approach is after the runway. We're going to basically climb. Looks like to 3,000 feet on a radial of a 2.6 radial of St. Palma Sun St. Joanne. Good grief, that's a mouthful. 7.5 miles from JOA, which is that VOR. And then we're going to turn to 88 degrees at 210 knots. And why do they want us below 2,000? The minimum safe altitude is. Wow, this seems silly, but okay. Want us below 2,000 at 20 miles from CDP, which is the other VOR, which is Capterera 112.9. So direct 2.6 JOA, max 185 knots at 7.5 JOA, right turn, max 210 knots, intercept the 268 CDP, cross 20 miles from CDP, max 2,000 feet, climb to 3,000 after that. So yeah, that's our flight. So we're going to want to tune 117.7 for the missed approach. No, not the Canary Islands. This is Palma de Mallorca. Other side of Spain. Canary Islands are on the western side, I believe. Yes, this is RyanAir. There it is. RyanAir. Multiple. Notice I make it sure. Set auto brakes to 2. And we need to set this up. Flaps 30 will give us a VREF of 146. The ILS is tuned up here 110.9, 58 degrees, so we're going to tune 110.9. And we're going to set 117.7 in the secondary. 117.7. And on the secondary as well, we'll set CDP, which is 112.9. go. And this is going to be 58. How long do flights usually take? Well, it depends on where we're flying to. This one was only about an hour and a half. The flight we did to Heathrow from New York took all of 6 hours. The stream actually was almost 8 hours from the all the preparation time and the landing time. So it's all real world. So I don't know when we're returning to the U.S. yet. We're going to be in Europe for a while, and then we're going to be in Asia for a little while. So before we head back to the U.S. But it looks like we're going to do that via Hawaii. Will be our first feet dry in the U.S. again. Probably from somewhere over in Southeast Asia or like Japan or something like that, maybe. But yeah, it's all real time. I do real time. It's more realistic that way.
You took my advice.
Was that your suggestion, Calumet?
Yeah, Tokyo to Hawaii.
Gotcha. Yeah, I kind of like that plan. That'll be kind of cool. So people were clamoring for Hawaii right before we left for Europe anyway, so it'll be a nice thing for them. Yeah, when we go over to Southeast Asia, we'll definitely probably hit Singapore, and like I said, we might bum around in Australia and then head up, or we might do Australia another time. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. It kind of depends on where we are, what time of year it is when we hit all that. My mood. So.
I once got to know a Singapore flight attendant.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I had a nice 2-night stand. But she had to fly back, so.
Gotcha. And did that. Singapore to Sydney and St. Helena. Go to Ottawa. Well, like I said, we won't do Ottawa until we're back in North America, so that's going to be a little while. Yeah, Amsterdam's on the list. Don't worry, we will be going to Eham or Schiphol. Amsterdam is on the list.
God, you got a lot of places to go on this continent. There's India, most of Australia, China, Japan, Russia.
Yep, there's all kinds of, see the world, they said. Live stream your flights, they said. See the world, they said.
Even go to South Africa.
Yeah, good. I did a flight, not on stream. This was before I was streaming and doing videos, really. I did a 747 flight down to, this was the old 747, to Cape Town, or no, Johannesburg, rather. That was a fun little flight, although the simulator crashed on me like right after I landed, so it kind of pissed me off. Croatia, okay, well, put that in the hopper. Yeah, yeah.
I wonder, can you fly like Iraq or Iran?
Yeah, I can. Go wherever I want. Now, what was it? Maybe is it FS Passengers? Yeah, FS Passengers is an add-on that you can do to give you some kind of realistic, economy, and you'll hear the passengers and they'll load and board. It's kind of like GSX, but without the actual ground services stuff. It's all just like in the background kind of thing. But they have a war zone setting, and so if you fly into a known war zone that they've determined, or you can set them up, you can actually get shut down. So in that case, you wouldn't necessarily want to fly to Iraq or something, or Syria, or somewhere where you can actually get shot out of the sky. But yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, so the other guy you're hearing talking mostly is Fat Man Moo, or Cali Moo in chat. He's just on our TeamSpeak along with Clive and Kazakh Vo, or Tovarish as he is known in TeamSpeak. And you are able to join TeamSpeak as well if you want to jump in here and join the actual voice chat. If you want to do that, just type in ! TeamSpeak, and NightBot will give you the information you need to do that. FYI. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and definitely hit that like button. And let's get those likes a-climbing. Tim, I'm assuming, is flying or is sleeping or somewhere. I'm not sure. I tried asking him where he was going this week, and I don't think he ever responded to me, so I don't know where he's flying to. But I do know he mentioned he was going to be flying, I think Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that. So I'm guessing he's probably actually in the air or getting ready to be, or just getting done, or whatever. But yeah, my guess is he's flying somewhere for realsies, because he's an actual pilot. He has a real job, so... I mean, so do I, but not a flying job. Yeah, FIFA 17 kid. Yeah, good plan. Get out of the hurricane's path. That's smart. There's no shame in getting out of there.
They say what category is yet?
I don't know. I know when it hit the Caribbean islands there, it was pretty bad. So I'm guessing it's at least category 4. Is it category 5?
Yep, 5.
All right. Yeah. So it's a nasty one. They're saying right now it's looking to be worse than Andrew. So, which Andrew.
Wow.
So yeah.
Andrew pretty much wiped out Florida.
Yeah, of course.
Or Miami.
A lot of that was because of the way Andrew hit and where. So I think they're talking in force. It's worse. It depends on how it ends up actually hitting the panhandle. So we'll see. Or not the panhandle, but the whatever you call it thing. America's dongle.
Yeah, it's the Cat 5 and Jose just reached Cat 3.
Oh gosh. Oh, we need to get these passengers seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we're making our final descent into Palma at this time. Please make your way to your seats. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing at this time. Time, yeah. That's fun. It's like,
wow, it looks like it's just going to go up over all of Florida.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, the last model I saw just looked at it going straight up the center of it. Which is not cool. I'm really glad I wasn't going to the opening day game in Jacksonville this year, because we would be getting by Sunday we'd be getting the tail end of that, if it does take that route. Oh, Sandwich is back. Hello. 27, so we need to reset the landing altitude here. It's basically 0. About to cross below 10,000, so we'll go ahead and put the lights on.
I'll tell you what, you ever hear about those pilots that fly into hurricanes?
Yeah, what is it they fly? I'm trying to remember
NOAA.
Yeah, right.
Those got to be some skilled pilots, man. I tell you what.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not a job I really want to do. They can have it.
Those are what, prop things, aren't they?
Yeah, usually. I was trying to remember what kind of plane it is. I want to say it might be an Electra, actually. When I think about it. Or at least it used to be.
Hey, Moose, are you using a Steam version of Flight Simulator or standalone?
This is Steam version. I have standalone as well, but the Steam version works better for streaming.
Yep, agree. Steam is better. We should do multiple flying, whatever it's called, online, whatever it is.
You mean I should? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I can set up one day when everybody agrees it's available and fly together.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. We've done some multiplayer flying in the past. It's usually not gone that incredibly well, mainly because other people, I mean, it went fine for me, but other people just slowly, like, their sims crashed out or something for some reason. I'm not sure what's up with that. But we were going to do it again this last Saturday, and then I had, what happened Saturday? Oh, I got stuck doing something. No, Friday is what we were going to do. And
Saturday was long weekend.
That's right, yeah. And so anyway, so stuff changed, and so I had to end up not doing that after all. But so I might do that this weekend. Actually, I talked to Encrypted about doing that, and then just making it available. Anyone wants to come on and fly with us, they're welcome to do that. So.
F-18.
Yeah. Thanks, Marco Ratty. Good to know I'm on your recommended list. That's fantastic that I'm getting recommended by YouTube. YouTube's kind of annoying me though lately. They keep demonetizing my videos and saying it's been flagged for non-marketing friendly content, and then I go in and say no, review it. There's nothing, you know, questionable or untoward or anything like that, and then they come back every time. Oh, you're right. Your video is perfectly good, but the stupid Autobot keeps doing it, and then I have to wait till I hit 1,000 views in the video before they'll look at it. It's just really annoying. I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to understand now. For whatever reason, I think YouTube is flagging the term PMDG because every time someone put PMDG 737 in the chat, it flagged it as a potential like bad comment. So I think the YouTube bot doesn't understand what PMDG is and thinks it's a swear word or something. I don't know. But it's really
short
strange.
Of PMS.
Maybe, I don't know. It's very strange. Oh, there it goes again. Venom Vlogs just did PMDG 737 NGX, and it's the message is being held for review. So I can say show, and then it shows up. Yes, it did, Venom Vlogs. It flagged it. Do PMDG 737 and leave the NGX off. Try that. And then try just PMDG with no 737. We'll see what's causing it. Western Spain. Where's the airport? Oh, the airport is up in here, where the population is. It's right over there. So we're gonna come around. We'll kind of dogleg around and then into the bay, as you can see here. And
it looks like they do use P3.
Yeah, oh, P3, that's what it is. So it flagged PMDG, and oh, of course, oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. Show, yeah, PMDG is getting flagged every time. That is so weird. All right, we're crossing below 6,000 feet, so that's transition altitude. So we need to switch back to that, and I believe, let's just make sure that altimeter is still correct. Destination. You want to show it to me? Where's my weather? What the heck? How dare you? Alright, just one way to skin a cat. LEPA is, yes, 10:15. Good. I wonder why that stopped showing up. That was my little, like, trick. I love that thing. Lame. Lame. Lights are on, auto brakes 2. Set MCP altitude down to 3,000. Nikon James, I'm not going to show yours because there is a reason that's flagging that PMDG because of what you added on to it afterwards. So, no, those lights are on the airport. That's like a highway. The airport's over here somewhere. Yeah, in fact, I need you to get that speed down so I can get the flaps out. And slats extend, flaps 1. And it's a beautiful night. I'm just going to fly this manually from here on out.
Oh dear God, what did that sound?
That's the autopilot going off. It's not a problem. Alright, we are in manual mode. Flaps 5. Waited a little too long to take that turn, but that's no problem. We'll be fine.
Are we there yet?
Not quite, we're close.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Well, we're too close for that, so stay. You can. Well put.
I'm waiting for it. Don't make me just stop this plane.
Yeah, right. There's the airport down there. Back on track here. Flaps 10.
Little dot at the airport?
Yes, that's the approach lights down there. The blinking that you see or the saw is now covered up by the glare shield, so you'll see it again in a second. I just gotta get back over here onto my there we go. What the heck?
He wants it to be whispered.
I guess. Flaps 15, gear down. Well, that's interesting. I see 3 runways.
Is that good or bad?
Well, there should only be 2. In fact, even when I looked in Flight Simulator's thing, there were only 2. That's really weird. Not sure what's up with that. Okay. Well, we're going for the left one, so that's what I'm aiming for. Yeah, that's really strange. Because I looked at the airport editor in Flight Sim before doing this to make sure I knew where I was going to park. I don't remember seeing that runway. That runway should be there, and that runway should be there.
You talking about the ones that are far right?
I'm talking about this one, and this one should be there. This guy is a mystery to me. I don't know why he's there. It should just be one runway on each side of the terminals. That guy should not be there. It's very interesting. No, it's not a different airport. It is the same airport. It's just they probably took away a runway at some point, and I just missed it in the aircraft editor. And now updated, you know, in the charge nowadays, it doesn't exist as a taxiway now because it doesn't exist. So, flaps 30 there.
So we're pretty much landing in the past.
Well, no, this one is current. If I landed there, we'd be landing in the past, over on that other runway.
Yeah, they have 2 landing strips
In Palma, yeah.
in Palma.
Yeah. It appears that at one time they had 3, and they've gotten rid of 1. I think that one became a taxiway.
400.
Stay on target.
30, 20, 10.
I hear someone else's flight simulator.
You might just hear someone else's, so you may hear mine through someone else's push to talk, that could be. Or someone else is flying too, I don't know.
Yeah, I think someone else is flying, because I heard 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 before you were even at 500.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's pretty much, I heard Moose's one going off.
Oh, you probably heard it through the, well, no, that wouldn't make sense. It would, oh no, you're hearing mine live because the lag of the stream, that's probably what's happening.
Ah.
Yeah, that's why you're hearing it. You're hearing it in real time. Everyone else is hearing it through, because you're on TeamSpeak. What the stupid brakes? What part of...
Brakes are...
It's part of Spain.
What was that?
That's what part of it, and I said it's part of Spain.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that was a really big kickback when you hit the brakes.
Yeah, that was the parking brake basically tried to engage.
Everybody just got whiplash.
Yep. I'll have to file a complaint with RyanAir, who will not care, so.
Nice landing, man.
Thank you. Here's November 2. It's a little farther, I think, than what we had planned on doing, but that's okay. We can work with that.
Well, you want to do your landing announcement?
In a second, I'm going to clear the other runway here, and then we'll do that.
Don't do it.
Flaps up. Spoilers up.
You can go pee now.
Too late.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, welcome to Palma De Mallorca. Hope you had a pleasant flight with us. Sorry about the little whiplash there on the runway, but I'm sure you'll all be fine. We're going to be checking the gate here, and we'll be there shortly. Please stay in your seats with seatbelt fastened until we are at the gate with a complete stop, and the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Thank you for flying RyanAir. We hope you'll fly with us in the future. Have a nice day.
Can we start using cell phones?
That's for the flight attendants to talk about. I don't do that.
No one's gonna fly with you after that one flash.
Quiet you.
Thanks for flying me safe, Captain.
You're welcome. Alright, we're supposed to be going to gate 20, so I need to do that. Gate 20.
That brings up a question. Does, using your cell phone really affect controls?
No. No. No, it does not. They're worried about the possibility of interference on the radio, really, is what's at this point. And there is something to be said for if everyone was to web out their phones and start doing it at the same time. Yeah, you probably could see some interesting things, but the instrumentation is all hardened against that. Because if it was, the way I look at this is if it was up to the passengers to make sure their stuff is off for the aircraft to be safe, that's never going to, because people do it all the time. They leave their phones on all the time. And so you'd have to, if it actually was a hazard, a known hazard where it could bring down a plane, they would have systems in place to either confiscate your electronics or to do like a Faraday cage type thing where they can basically force it off for you. As I taxi past this thing, they would never leave it up to you if it was actually like that.
I knew the guy who turned on his navigation, portable navigation, during the flight, and it's forever safe as a maximum speed reach 450 miles.
Wait. What? Sorry, I didn't really understand what you meant by that.
And his navigation, you can have a maximum speed reach on this navigation device.
Oh, I see.
I wonder if you can do the same for like a calorie burner type thing. Now, if it registers you burning calories, flying across the states, now, does it say like you do like you ran like 1,000, 1,600 miles? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Holy cow, that was some heartbreak.
Yeah, you'll survive. Let's get the.
When you fly RyanAir once, you never fly again.
That's right. I'm trying to simulate the actual, All right, ground power is activated. Just make sure those are off. And we got ground air, so we're going to turn those off, and we'll turn the packs off, and we'll kill the engines. Engine spooling down. And beacon off. Load can stay on. Taxi and trough lights can come off. Now damper off. Fuel switches to off. That's all fine. That's good. Seatbelt sign can come off. Get the jetway connected. Pitos off. Window heats off. Electric hydraulics off. That's all set, and let's go there. Okay. Just wait for the jet bridge to come over. And that's it. Made it safely to Palma de Mallorca. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yeah, we had a little bit of fun on the runway with the whiplash, with the stupid auto brake being dumb, as every once in a while we have an issue. So anyway. Special thanks to those of you that joined me in TeamSpeak today. That would be Callie Moo, Clive, Sandwich, Tavares, also known as Kazik Vo, and someone else was in here earlier too. Oh, Ish, who had to leave early. So thank you guys for joining me on TeamSpeak. It's always fun to have you guys on board that way. For all of you in chat that were watching, thank you for joining us today. It was a lot of fun to be back in the sim and flying with you guys. We should be flying tomorrow. I don't know what time because I've got that stupid thing with the DMV that I have to do. I'm actually considering driving to the nearest small town DMV because I hear the lines are so much better, and doing it that way so I don't waste my entire day at the DMV. So we'll see. Hopefully that makes that go by faster, and I won't get stuck there getting that taken care of. Get the door open there, and the cargo doors open for those guys. So yeah. That's the plan. Tomorrow, we've got some interesting suggestions as far as where to go from here, from Palma. We suggested either Paris or Rome. Also, Tel Aviv was suggested. I believe Kiev was suggested, or Kiev, depending on which language you're going to use. So yeah, it'll probably be one of those. We'll probably take one of those suggestions. I haven't decided where yet. I know Barcelona is being suggested as well, but Barcelona is so short. I think if we're going to do that, we'd have to do it as a multi-hop. Like we go to Barcelona, unload, reload, then go somewhere else. So it's a possibility. We'll see. Depends on what I'm flying to.
I suggest Barcelona because Barcelona is the biggest air hub in this area. You can go straight from Mallorca to Israel, or you can go to Rome. Will be nice flight. You can go straight to Munich.
Yeah. So we got some German options as well. So we'll see. We'll see what we do. I'm not sure yet. I'll sleep on it and see what I decide. So it'll be a mystery. But I will. I'll let you guys know on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram what time the flight will be. Again, we try to do Friday streams late morning Pacific time, but the DMV may screw up those plans, so it may be afternoon Pacific time. It should not be nearly this late Pacific because I don't have to work on Friday. So that's the way that goes.
A question.
Yes.
Are you trying to fly 2 hours, 3 hours, or you don't care? Whatever is needed, you will fly?
Yeah, I don't really care. On a Friday or Saturday, it doesn't matter. On Thursday night streams, I want to keep it a little shorter because I don't want to be flying way into the night. But on days when I can stream longer periods of time, like Fridays and Saturdays, it doesn't really matter, whatever's required. Yeah, 2-3 hours are very much more the norm for those streams. So yeah.
Thank you.
So we'll see. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I'm going to sign off and go get some food and get some other things done, and I will see you guys later. Thanks again for joining me on TeamSpeak, and special shout out to Kazik Vo. Privet, Tovaresh.
Privet,
see you guys later.
Good night, guys.
Yep.
До свидания.
До свидания, indeed.